Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along.
I'm not gonna fan out. I'm not gonna fan out.
Please.
I'm not gonna fan out. I'm not. I'm gonna keep it together. I'm gonna keep it together.
What a great segue. What a great intro. That was awesome.
Yo.
What's
Anita,
up, man?
can y'all please, y'all, I ain't even gotta tell y'all to do it. Just give my sister some hearts. Give my sister some hearts, please.
Thank you.
I'm so excited and so happy to have you on here.
I'm excited.
I had to segue that way. I don't want to talk about the song yet, though. I don't want to talk about the song yet. But I just had to do it that way because I'm excited about this right here. This interview right here, I'm excited about. A few weeks ago, I got the pleasure of interviewing the man of the house, Mr. Rick Robinson.
Yes.
And now I get to interview the woman, the queen, the first lady of the house.
Thank you.
Sister Soul. So, okay, but if you don't know who she is, shame on you. That's just what it is. If you don't know who she is, shame on y'all. But for the people in the back, Anita Wilson. Okay, let me say this. I'm real excited, so I gotta calm down a little bit.
It's all good. It's all good.
So, I want to say maybe 2010. Was it 2010 or was it earlier than that? Okay, I know I'm in the car. Yolanda Adams has a radio station. She has a morning show, and she's debuting a new song. Now, at this point, I was one of the ones I didn't know who the name Anita Wilson was attached to. If you showed me her face, I was like, oh yeah, she sing with Donald.
Right.
But if the name, I didn't have a name.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, so we have a new single by Anita Wilson, and it comes on, and I'm listening to this chick on the radio on a gospel station, and I'm like, you ever hear a song or hear a voice, and you go, I didn't even know I needed that. Like I didn't realize that's the voice, and that was the song I was missing.
Man, I love that.
So I'm listening and I'm waiting for the title, and then this joint came out and they was playing it every day. But this the song you don't mind. This is the song you don't mind for them to play every day.
Yeah.
And the song was called Speechless. Oh my God.
Man.
Lord, you leave me speechless.
Sing, brother. I love your voice.
Listen, Anita, you take it from here, because I am totally fanning out. Tell the people in the back who Anita Wilson is, please.
I don't even know how to, oh my goodness. Thank you for having me on with you tonight. Man, I don't even, who is Anita Wilson? I don't know how to answer that, but I've been in this industry for, the music industry for a while. I sang, you were just big up in Donald Lawrence. My journey started with Donald Lawrence and Company. A lot of people, it's been so long, a lot of people don't even remember that I was a part of the company. But I started with him in 2004. I have to say, when I give the truncated version, I kind of scoop through it, but I have to say that I did an independent project, and I have to mention all these because one step really did lead to the next, right? So I did an independent project with my brother, Fred Wilson, in Chicago. I grew up in East St. Louis, Illinois. Hey, Mrs. Bullock. Hey, I see you. I grew up in East St. Louis. I moved to Chicago in '99. We did a recording in 2002. And that is where I met Rick Robinson doing my brother's project. And Vashawn Mitchell was working on that project as well. 2 years after that, they were putting together singers for a recording they were doing. Yeah. And they remembered me from that recording that they did 2 years prior. I bet. And they were like, let's get that girl that was singing alto. I bet. So I sang on that project, and I led a little bit of the end of a worship song called Lost in His Presence. And Donald was at that recording. So Donald did one rehearsal with us because we did a rendition of a spiritual. So he kind of got acquainted with me as he taught us And then that night of the recording, I sang a little bit of the end of that song, and then he heard me lead a little bit.
Wow.
And then the next day, I got a call and said he was trying to get in touch with me, and that was at the time that he was kind of hand-picking singers to form what we now know as Donald Lawrence and Company. Yeah, so I have to tell that part of the story because that's really where it started. And I was, it was literally one thing leading to another. And I didn't even know what was happening at first. I thought Donald called me for a quick, little one-off gig because I lived in Chicago. He needed an alto real quick. But that's when he started working on the I Speak Life album and the Law of Confession. And before I knew it, I was a part of the company, and I was a fan of Tri-City. So I was like, oh,
of
yeah,
course, of course you were.
Of course, right? Absolutely. So, I love, background vocals are my first love to this day. I love, and I miss doing background vocals. So that's where I started, man. And I sang with the company almost 10 years before I stepped out to do my solo album, Worship Soul. And yeah, my first single was Speechless. So I'm just a chill girl from East St. Louis. I live in Chicago now for the time being. And, I keep it laid back. I love soul music. I love keeping the element of soul in gospel music. I love exploring genres because that's what my parents had playing all the time on the record player.
I was going to ask you, so like what played in the Wilson home, like when you were a child, that got you to this point? What was playing?
No doubt. Well, a lot of this that you see here, I'm gonna pan just a little bit if I can.
Yeah, like I'm jealous of that wall. I'm jealous of that wall.
Okay, it goes all the way over. Larry Graham,
DJ Rogers,
yep, Dionne Warwick, the Jets,
Jennifer Holliday,
Marvin Gaye, Whitney, Prince, Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, that's a Gap band up there. Stephanie Mills, D'Angelo, Stevie.
Don't be mad if my next week's show backdrop look like your wall. I'm gonna give you props. I'm gonna give you props for inspiring it, because that right there, woo!
Man. But I loved when vinyl began to make a comeback a few years back, because we never really let it go. To answer your question, man, I grew up listening to everything from James Cleveland and Mahalia Jackson and Gladys Knight and Diana Ross and Marvin Gaye and Donny Hathaway. And my favorite is the Hawkins, dog. I love that Hawkins family album to this day. All the Love Alives.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. I love Lord, I Love You, that Bishop Yvette Flunder and Bishop Walter Hawkins led. And, I fell in love with Yvette Flunder's voice even before I think I knew I would have a heavy tone, kind of like that, or a lower register.
Because y'all are right here. Y'all are right here.
I was like, this lady's voice, it just had something in it, and emotion in it, which is the same thing that I love about Donny Hathaway's voice.
Yeah.
So man, the influences are just very vast. And in high school I started singing, because when I was little I didn't like to sing, ST. I just I loved music.
What are you talking about?
I loved music, but my family used to do like family concerts and stuff, and I just wasn't into it. My brother was hyped on it, my sister was hyped on it, but I would like fall asleep before my part came, and I was spoiled, so they didn't wake me up. So my brother had to sing my part and his part. I was just like, whatever. So I was like a 12-year-old that had a voice developing, because my father was a singer. He's on my first album. But I didn't like it. So I was the girl singing, Safe in His Arms and When All God's Children Get Together with the dead face. Like, because I just did not like to do it.
I can't even imagine that. I cannot imagine that.
For real.
Let me interrupt you real quick.
No, come on.
You brought up a good comparison. And I think at some point I may have thought about it, but I never dove into it. Yeah. You and Yvette Flunder really have that tonality. Like, y'all have that thing with your voices. But what I appreciate about both of you is it's not just your tone, but you both know what to do with your voice.
Mm.
I don't know if you ever hear singers that have a really good tone. And okay, here's something crazy. Donald taught me this when we were getting ready for the Sold Out album. I let a song in there called Keep On Moving On. And in the rehearsal, the way I sang it, Donald came to me afterwards. He said, when y'all record the song, sing it just like that. He said, I don't care what the audience say, how the audience feel, what the choir is doing. He said, don't let them coerce you to do more.
Yes.
That's what he said to me. He said,
I know it.
He said, don't let them coerce you to do more. He said, stay right there. He said, and just ride that wave. He said, cause you are killing it, S. And I was like, I was like, okay.
Thank
Now
you.
I'm trying to think, what did I do? Wait, what did
Like,
I do? Let me think back. What did I just do?
yeah. But just being in your natural pocket, was that not the best advice you ever got?
The best, Anita. And like every time you sing, like you say, you like the girl from Shy who got this chill vibe, right? But that's how you come across when you sing. It's like, this is just what I do. And if y'all gonna rock with me, if y'all would allow me to sing to you, then let me sing to you how I do it. And Yvette Flunder, like, she never tried to do no runs and crazy things or whatever with her voice. She give you the verses, and when they get to the drive, she do just enough.
She gonna do what she
She does just enough. So I appreciate that about both of you and what y'all contribute in that way. All right, let's jump to this. Let's go back to Speechless.
Okay.
Did you write that?
No. My husband Rick Robinson wrote that song.
Come on, Rick.
Yeah.
Come on,
Rick wrote that song.
Power of the pen.
Power of the pen. I mean, legit, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I hope you got merch and hats and all of that, because it's a real thing. You were just talking about Andrea Martin.
Yeah.
Andrea Martin.
Yep.
Me and Rick were talking earlier about music that will live far beyond we will. And it's a gift, that is just a gift. So yes, salute to Rick Robinson. That's how my career started. And I think he is phenomenal.
He's phenomenal. I know he's on here, but I'm gonna talk like he's not watching.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
He is. And he's very humble, and it's such a natural space for him. So it's a beautiful thing to see the process when those songs come together. When I finally locked in and decided that I was going to prepare to really do an album back in 2009, that was one of the first songs he let me hear. And as it was coming together, you know how songs don't come all together at one time. You might get the verse, you might get the hook. But gosh, when he started singing that song to me, I was like, this is beautiful. It was jazzy. I
love you, bro.
It was unique. I like the uniqueness and the jazzy feel of it, and that it didn't sound like anything that I had heard before.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's go, let's do it. And the fact that it has lived nonstop, and people play, it's a love song, people play it for their weddings, or they sing it at their weddings, or the duality of it, because it can lead you into worship and truly put you in a space with God and getting God's presence. But you could also sing it to the person that you love. It's just a beautiful space that Rick writes in. So salute, Sir Rick.
All of that. So I know that you did do some writing, right? For your projects, right? Were you writing before you met Rick?
I was writing. I had begun to write before I met Rick. But I was very early. I was very young. I was a novice writer.
Okay.
But I did some writing on, there's a group in Chicago. Their name is Reggie Royal and Judah. I love you too, Rick. Reggie Royal and Judah. The song, one of my first songs was called Worthy Is Your Name, which was later recorded on Fellowship Chicago's album.
Okay.
Worthy Is Your Name and Praise on My Mind, two songs that I wrote on that album. On my album, I wrote a song called It's Done. We did a version of Praise on My Mind on there. He shows out. a handful of songs. But you know, hey Ricky Dillard, we see you.
Lord,
What's up, brother?
I done got Ricky Dillon on here. Jesus. Uncle, don't show out on my page, man. Don't you show out.
I love you, Ricky. But yeah, Rick has always encouraged me as a writer, because I always said, you know, he the real writer. You know, I just write a little bit, and he was always like, stop saying that, you know, stop saying that. And then after we got the first Grammy nomination, he was like, you are a Grammy nominated writer, Anita. Stop saying that. And I'm like, but you know your strengths and your weaknesses. And Rick, when writing with him, we could get in a room and he just hears stuff so automatically. And I'd be like needing to go to my corner for 3 days and like, let me see if I come up with a bridge.
Okay, so that's what I was asking, because that's what I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
I didn't know how developed you were as a writer by the time you met him. And then if you weren't, was it intimidating to be around someone who kind of could just do it at the drop of a hat? Yes. It was a little intimidating.
It was a lot of intimidating. It really was, because he hears lyrics, he hears melodies, and he hears them quickly. And it just takes me a while. It just takes me a while. And it's the writing sessions are always weird for me to this day, kind of, because I just kind of need some space to see what I feel, as opposed to that on the spot. That's good. Coming up with something. Yeah, because sometimes when you just come up with stuff on the spot, that first stuff might be a little whack. It might be just off top, corny. It was a song on my first album called Keep On Praising, and I had written it a few years prior. So the pre-chorus said, I was like, Lord, you made me whole. Lord, you saved my soul. Oh, you made me whole. Rick was like, now listen, Anita, I love you, but I'm not going to be able to let you say, save my soul, made me whole. And Steve, I got to edit. I said, I've been singing this song for years, and people like this song. So you're not gonna come busting up my songs, Rick, okay? But yeah, of course we did change it. I'm gonna tell you something else about Speechless too. Let me back on you, because Rick has this,
I'm loving this.
this thing that he knows when to get fancy with lyrics and when to get very simplified. So he had come up with the whole song Speechless, and then he didn't have a vamp. So one day we were like headed to get something to eat, and he was like, I think I got the vamp for Speechless. I was like, okay, cool. What is it? He was like, if I can't say a word, then I'll just wave mine. And then I was like, boy, you crazy. Make sure you give me some ketchup when you get to. He was like, Anita, I'm serious. I said, if I can't say a word, I just let my hand. And then I probably had a little attitude. You ain't let me say my soul made me whole.
Made me whole.
Why do you get to say if I can't say a word? Straight, like, legit attitude. Y'all do not want to be in our writing sessions, because your girl be spicy. But
that's hilarious.
It works. It works. It just works.
It works. I want to go back to something you said too, because a lot of people don't look at it this way. You said that for you need to take a little bit more time when you're writing, because you need to see what you feel.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And what I've learned as a writer, and I think my strength is in writing. My production is coming up. Right.
All right.
What I've learned is that it's literally the comparison of painting a picture. And if for people that appreciate paintings, you don't just see a painting and say, oh, that's nice, and keep going. You go back to the painting and you look at the detail, and you try to figure out if there's texture to it, why they use certain colors to it, why this was brighter, why that part was darker, why they use that kind of paint, why they, all of those things.
Sure.
So it's literally the same thing for a great song. If you're trying to create a great song, those are the elements, and you actually sit and take your time, not unless God gives it to you in a whimp. Right?
For sure.
Because he
that
can
happens
do that.
Too. Yeah,
he can do that.
Too. Yes.
But if he doesn't do that,
take
your time. Like they said, let the cake bake, let it sit until it's
Right.
settled, all of that. And
Yeah.
and those are the ingredients of a really great song.
Yeah.
Seeing what you felt like when you thought about it, what exactly did you feel? Like
Hmm.
how hurt was you? Or
Yeah.
how much love is really there? Or how excited are you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you go into
Yeah.
all of that. That's oh man,
Oh, for
that's
sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's very important to take your time. Great analogy, because I was working with my friend on a design, but artists, emphasis on art, emphasis on art, because, and it makes me think about something you said earlier. I had to grow to the point to be comfortable with, I'm gonna just sing for y'all. I'm just singing, because there was that pressure of like, okay, I'm super chill, I'm all laid back, I don't agitate the praise, I don't know how to like get them going and have them
yeah.
running all over the room the way some people can do that like that. And my friend had to tell me exactly what you said, Anita. They invited you to do what you do, so
Right.
just do what you do and stay in your pocket. But I mean, I had to grow to that and just embrace the art in it. And even with the preparation, the lead time that we always give ourselves to prepare
Mm-hmm.
for an album, I think that's one of the reasons it's so important, because, we're always thrown off when people like, yep, I'm recording month after next. And how many songs you got? Oh, no, we just got two. I'm like, you can't throw some music together, because you will go with the first thing that comes to mind, and you will go with the Say My Soul Made Me Whole. You will go with the first. Man, I can't tell you how many times we demo stuff and then I
Mm.
have to live with it. I have to
Yeah.
live with it, and then I'm like, I could have been very certain last Tuesday that this is how I wanted that to go. Don't mess with me, Rick. That's how I want that to be. And then
Songwriters, please listen to this.
I listen to it. I sing along with it. Then I decide, okay, that word sings kind of funny. That vowel, that vowel feels funny there. Let's make it this instead of that. Let's make it two instead of whatever. That melody feels anticlimactic right
Oh
there.
my
Why don't we pull
goodness.
it up right there? And we comb through it. We labor over those details, and you can't do that in two. You can't force that in 2 months.
You
We don't.
cannot. You
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful process, and it takes the time that it takes, but it's very important to just be intentional, because when it's out there, and that's back to your legacy, that's out there forever. And I don't want
Forever.
to play anything from 5 or 10 years ago or last week and be cringing when I'm listening to it, So anyway, I'm done.
So you went from worship soul to
Hmm.
vintage soul,
Vintage worship.
vintage worship. I'm sorry.
No
Vintage
worries.
worship,
Hmm.
worship soul,
Hmm.
dance soul,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Like, and now you got this new project getting ready to come out called Soul Sister. And
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the artwork or if it's the graphics and what I already know about you,
Yeah.
but I'm so excited to hear what this next project is gonna be.
Thank you.
No, for real. No, for real, Anita. No, okay.
Oh
Like I
Lord,
told you, I'm fanning out. I I
please.
love your voice. My family loves
Thank
your
you.
voice. We
Thank
love your
y'all.
voice. We love. Okay, let me just stop. Y'all know how we do on our show. Y'all get the hearts going. Anita Wilson, let me tell you right now. While
Thank
you are
you.
alive and well, we love
Mm.
you. We appreciate you.
Oh,
We thank God for you. I'm so glad that whatever you had to get through to become who you are now, that you came
wow.
through it, and you are a voice for a generation. You are a voice for people that you may never meet, but your
Mm.
songs are touching people. Like people are
Mm.
like people are still talking about Speechless, and you've had other albums since then.
Yeah.
And there's so many more
Mm.
songs that you've done, and just the fact that you're so genuine, you're so
Mm.
genuine, and you are so chill. Somebody needs that. Like somebody needed a
Mm.
Mary J. Blige. Guess
Mm-hmm.
what? Somebody in Christendom needs an Anita Wilson.
Thank
And that's just
you.
real talk. That's
Thank
just real
you.
talk. Don't
Thank you
change.
so much.
Don't change
Thank
unless
you.
God tell you to. But other than that,
Mm-hmm.
we love
Mm-hmm.
you. We
Thank
love you.
you. I love y'all too. Thank you, ST. Thank you so
Listen,
much. I really
listen.
appreciate it.
No, I
Gosh.
had to stop and do that before I got ahead of myself. because I want you to know that for real, for real,
Thank
for
you.
real. I saw the artwork and the motorcycle jacket, the all black, the hair. Like, it's you. Come on, you know you was killing it. You know you was killing it. So it's like you see that, you like, oh, this music is gonna be, it's about to be crazy. We got some new driving music.
The pressure, the pressure, the pressure. Oh Lord.
We got some new stuff coming, right? But yeah, I saw, I of course, because I had to do my pre-order.
Thank you. Thank you.
I saw some of
Did
the
you
people
get the
on
new
there.
song?
Don't rush
Okay,
me.
I'm
Don't rush
rushing.
me. Don't
Hush,
rush me.
Anita. Hush, ma'am. I'm listening.
So since you brought it up,
No, go, just go. I'm sorry.
she got 2 new songs. If you pre-order, you get 2 new songs from the new project. One is Still Alive, which I love because it's just got this, up tempo, just kind of like, I don't know what y'all worried about, what y'all think about, but as for me, like, I'm still alive.
Still alive.
I'm still
here.
alive. And it's not an arrogant thing. It's a grateful. It's a grateful that I'm still alive. Right?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about Still Alive, and then I'll get to the acronym. The acronym.
Yes. Still Alive is that, and I feel you on even making mention that it's not an arrogant type still alive. What that thing is, I think it's I don't know if it's that old rap video. I don't know why Run DMC comes to mind, and also like Andre Harrell comes to mind, but it's one of those older videos where they just bust inside the room, right? And I always felt like this. I feel like this when I think about Still Alive, because we lived through some crazy stuff last year. I mean, we out of it, so I don't know that we think about it that way anymore. But if you just let yourself get back to that point of not knowing what this virus was, what this invisible killer was, the number ticking up every day, you can't go anywhere, everybody's on lockdown, the racial divide, people are just losing their minds, and police killing Negroes for fun. And I mean, it was just the administration at that point.
All of it.
Chaos after chaos after chaos after chaos after chaos after. And I'm still here. So that's that whole, I'm just busting out, like, just happy, like, I'm still here. You come out of a burning building like, oh, I'm still, so it's that excited thing. It's not arrogance. It is like rubbing it in the face of the devil. Like,
I'm
still here. I could have been gone. We just buried a friend from COVID a few weeks ago, and it's the most heartbreaking thing to see and to experience. So my heart goes out to the people who have lost or dealt with COVID or lost someone from COVID. We think about COVID itself, but even the lockdown had people going through mentally because they were alone. I'm sure, me and you were cool. We had our spouse with us. So, hey, a year in the crib, I'm cool. But I always thought about those people that, like, it's not easy to stay home. Y'all keep saying stay home. I need to talk to somebody. I need to see somebody. So people really went through interaction. So people dealt with a lot of different challenges, a lot of different kinds of pandemics. And we came out of it. That's why that second verse ends with, there's work to be completed. Clearly, you got something you want me to do, God.
Clearly.
Because if not, I would have been out this piece.
Clearly.
So, I'm grateful. I'm telling everybody that'll listen.
Yeah.
I'm still alive, and I'm happy about it, and I hope y'all are happy about it too. Let's sing this song together. So that's kind of the heart behind Still Alive.
And now you out here trusting God.
Now I'm out here trusting God.
This second joint, yo, I watched it. I watched the I forgot what you called it, but you kind of dissect inside the song with you and your co-writers and co-collaborators on that song. First of all, I love the song. I love the vibe of it. Like, I love what you all talked about and how y'all broke it down. Power of the pen. I love all of that. But tell everybody about why you're out here trusting God.
Man, out here trusting God. I'm so excited about that song. I found myself sincerely answering the question, how you doing? I found myself sincerely answering it that way. Started like a few years ago, and I think it was kind of catching around the world, if you will, as a as slang. I'm just out here trusting. But when I said it, people would kind of chuckle a little bit, like, you know. But I'm like, no, legit, like for real. Everything
Legit
is
trusting God.
legit trusting God for what's
Wow.
next, for what he wants me to do, for how I'm going to accomplish these goals, for how I'm going to get this discipline I'm trying to lock into, for everything in my life, for my marriage, for my family, for my health, I'm out here. And I'm out here. I ain't gonna shut down. I ain't got the answers. I don't always know what's next. So I ain't gonna close myself off. I am out here.
I'm out here.
But I'm out here trusting
I'm
God,
out here trusting
trust and
God.
believe. So, you know, we had this, again, this is one that it kind of pieced together over the years. I had that hook in my head. I'm just out here trusting God. You know, that it would never leave me. Hey. I'm just out here
Yes,
trusting, you know,
yes.
and I was like, I feel like everybody can sing that. Every kids to adult, everybody can just kind of sing that. So it never left my mind when we started preparing for this new album, and the track list was firming up. And then I was like, Rick, you know, don't forget my little jingle. I still want to do that. Like I want to do, you know, because when Rick ain't feeling something at first, he'll just not talk about it. But I was like, listen, don't forget my little, you know, out here
Right.
trusting God idea. He was like, okay, I got you. And I kind of gave him the voice note of it. Estee, I went to sleep. I woke up. Rick had written the song. He had written the lyrics. And I was like, this is killing. He was like, woke up with my purpose on my mind. I was like, this is killing. It
It's so
feels really
hot.
good. And it
It's
felt
so
like
hot.
a nice, different kind of R&B edge swag to me, for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm totally feeling that, you know. And then when we just heard it came together, and it felt like a rap should be on it. I was like, I feel like a little rap or something, a little breakdown should be here. And I immediately thought about my girl, Ruby Green, who is
She's
a
killing.
dope, she's killing.
She's
She's a
killing.
dope artist out of LA. She's the daughter of Al Green, the Reverend Al Green. And she's the daughter of soul. Yes.
You man, you just exude soul. Like it just comes out of your pores. Like everything connected to you. Soul. Come on. Soul sister number one. Let's go.
Listen. Yeah, you know, so Ruby and Ruby can sing and Ruby can rap. So I thought that was a perfect collaboration for her to like do the second verse and go into that rap.
Yeah.
And then the kind of finishing touch, Rick felt like some talk box would be dope on it. So we pulled in our guy, Marcus Kinsey, who's out of Chicago. He's a great brother. So it's always good to connect with really good spirited people that are talented and gifted. And easy to work with as well. So there you have Out Here Trusting God. I feel like it's a real smooth and unique vibe for me. And it's different to have like a rap on one of my songs and stuff. So it's out there. It's out there for the Apple users and all of that.
Once again, you have done what we talked about. You took your time. You found the ingredients.
Yeah.
To make this a good song, a good painting.
Yeah.
And y'all have to go pre-order, download. I want y'all to stream it too, but I want y'all to download.
Yes, please.
Pay for that album.
Yes, please.
The album, it's gonna be coming out. What's the release date?
October 8th.
This Friday.
Next Friday.
Okay, I'm rushing it. I'm hyped. I'm
October
sorry.
8th. It's all
so
good.
Look, Friday, October 8th, y'all gotta get the album. Soul Sister, right?
Yep, Soul Sister. Yep.
I'm excited. Now, I don't know if you want to tell everybody everything, like some collaborators that you have on the album, a duet possibly.
Yeah, you know, I've been piecing it off little by little, so we're kind of putting it all out there. Don't hype me up like this. Don't hype me up like this.
I am geek. I'm telling you, I'm so geek. I'm ready.
So we are always really, really intentional with collabs because I don't want to be predictable with collabs. I don't want, you know, it can kind of be a circle of collaborations and everybody on everybody's album, and it's just kind of the same thing all the time. So I've been always very intentional about my collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
So this album, of course, in addition to Ruby Green
Yeah.
and Marcus Kinsey,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
also have
Yeah, 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 yeah.
B Slade,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we know
yeah.
that's Tone. Y'all know B Slade.
Yeah, yeah,
B
yeah.
Slade is actually doing what I call signature background vocals on Still Alive.
Is
You
it?
will hear it now that I've told you that.
Now that
Yes.
you told me, I got to go back
Mhm.
and listen for him.
Yep, you will definitely hear him on there. And he's also collaborating on another song on the album as well. And one of my original soul sisters, Miss
Go
Faith
ahead and say
Evans.
it. Go ahead and say it.
Miss Faith Evans is on the Soul Sister album. Yes, God.
Y'all ready for this album? The people want the album. The people want that album. I told y'all. I
Oh my
told y'all when I
God.
saw the artwork and then I saw who was gonna be on it, I was like, oh, yeah. We need this album. We need this.
Man, I hope y'all enjoy it. I do. You know the anxiety that comes with the next album and the next body
Yeah.
of work. And I try to lay all of that down. I try not to compare it to anything.
Don't ever.
I've never tried to recreate anything. Sometimes artists can try to recreate moments. Listen,
Yeah.
Speechless was speechless, and
Yeah.
I've seen them work. I've seen more than anything was what it was. So now
Yeah.
this is Soul Sister, and it's one of my shorter albums. It's one of my more most personal albums. I kind of talk about some personal things on this album, everything from insecurity and self-love to loving and losing, when you lose someone that you love, that they pass on, and things of that sort, how to get past those moments. So hopefully it's titles and it's lyrics and vibes that everybody can really connect to. And I hope it continues to live with people's days and their lifetimes, as I say.
So the new album and everything you just said about it, it kind of leads to my next question.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of answered it, but I want to talk about it a little bit more.
Okay.
I feel the way that you select songs and write songs for your projects is an extension of you, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Because you could very well just have conversations about these song titles, right? But you decided to put melodies to them, and now they're songs. Is that intentional? Like, is that an intentional thing that you do to make your songs like conversations?
For sure. That's definitely something that we speak about a lot in the creative process, Rick and myself. And we want them to be conversational. We want them to feel familiar in that way, and we want the subject matters to hit home. I was even intentional on this album, and I've always been, but sometimes we in gospel music, I think in any other genre, you could talk about anything. You could talk about whatever, girls' night out, guys' night out, vacation. I'm mad at her, he mad at me, whatever the case may be, and it's cool. But we kind of have to stay, if you will, in certain lanes in gospel music content. But I wanted to just kind of veer off a little bit, or at least say things differently, so people can consume it differently, and it kind of lands with different people, because I want people,
very smart.
And I've said this from my first album, I don't just want church people to listen to my music.
It's very smart.
Because church people already know who God is. So if we're spreading good news, and if we're spreading the word of God's love, then we need to tell somebody that don't know God, or we need to tell someone that doesn't have a relationship with God. So yeah, I think the conversational approach is very important, because even when it's not directly saying, I will trust in the Lord, I will trust. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
We're saying, I'm just out there trusting God. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different approach to what I feel are very universal topics and universal ways that people can kind of consume the music. So conversational for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you too. I see you, brother.
I have a curveball for you. I'm going to throw out some words, maybe some names, and I just want you to tell me what comes to your mind. It could be a one word, or you can expound. All right. And I don't know, some things you may not even know anything about, but you can just say, I don't know. All right.
Okay. All right.
Donny Hathaway.
Emotion.
Football.
I don't know nothing about that.
I need to be talking to him, right?
Yes. Rick makes me watch it. That's my answer. Rick makes me watch it sometimes.
I
Yeah.
just want to see how far your palette music it extends.
Okay.
Georgia Ann Muldrow.
Never heard. Put me on. Put me
I'm gonna
on.
DM you. I'm gonna
Please
DM you.
do. Please do.
Oh my God. Okay. The current state of music.
The current state of music is redundant.
Um, something that we all need or could use right now.
Compassion.
Yeah. Yeah. Anita, it has been amazing having you on my platform with my guests.
This went by too quickly. This went by too quickly.
Like because I'm a respecter of time.
Yes, sir.
And I definitely want to have you back on. I'm like I've said it, and I don't want to say it too much. I'm completely fanning out. I'm stuttering. Like
I appreciate you. Stop that.
We love you. We love you. We love you. We love your music, and not just your music. We love you as a person, and I'm so glad that you as a person comes through your music. That's so important. That's so important these days, and that's how people really connect with you and want to stay connected too. You know.
Thank you.
So I don't know if there's anything else other than your new music, anything else you want to let us know or put us on to. How can people follow you? Is there another page other than Anita Wilson?
No, I'm on Facebook as well under my name, Anita Wilson. So if y'all see me here on IG, my website is missanitawilson.com. I am a proud independent artist on my independent label. So, you know, every time you see me doing something, there's no machine supporting me. I am supporting myself here. So I really appreciate y'all's support. We are master owners over here, and, you know, we're working hard to really produce quality content. So y'all support every word of encouragement, SD. It does not go unappreciated. It does not swell my head. My head is big enough. It does not swell my head. I am very humbled and grateful for it. So I just really want to thank y'all. I hope that we can maybe come back when the album is out and we can listen to some stuff or whatever. But anytime you guys need me and Rick, we are down.
What I wanted to say is this: is there anything that you want to say to the audience as it relates to being genuine? Being genuine, and not just as an artist, not just as a creator, but as a person. What advice or what encouragement would you like to give to our audience about being genuine?
I think it's one of the most important things, y'all. I really do. And authenticity, just really being yourself and letting your true self come out. I think that's a deeper meaning of soul. Because we think soul music, but I've been, you know, clickety clacking and Googling and really looking up the word soul. When you speak about soul, it's the essence of you.
Right.
It's the essence of you. It's not just the outer. It's not just, oh, your nose looks like this and your lips look like this and then your eyes. It's the inner part of what you bring into a room, what a room feels like when you come into it. And we need that. We need that from everybody. So I encourage everybody to be genuine in your concern for people. Be genuine in whatever you create. Be authentic. Let it have your stamp on it. Don't try to do it like nobody else. Do it like you, because the world needs, and there's a remnant. And don't get caught up in numbers, because if it ain't but 15 people, those people need what you have to get from Tuesday to Wednesday. So don't discount what's inside of you, because that is needed so very much. The authenticity and the gift that is your uniqueness, and you being genuine in every situation that you approach. Just in regular, we have pretenses so much, but it's important for us to be genuine.
How much different would our lives be if there were genres and record sales in the Bible?
Wow.
We don't even have a clue.
Jeez.
If there were genres and charts in the Bible.
It muddied up so much, didn't it? it muddied up so much, and it took the attention off. It made us major in the minors. It took the attention off what we should really be thinking about, which is that being genuine, doing something that is really me. I love, 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 so gratefully love the way you said, I come out in my music and you can feel my vibe or my personality even. That's a thing.
That's
We
facts.
need that.
That's
Yeah.
facts. That's not even hype. That's not even
I
hoopla. Like
appreciate that.
that's all facts.
And that would not happen if in the creative process I was like, now what radio like these days? Would they like this? Do I need to say this phrase like this and make it 2 minutes and 30 seconds and repeat this 4 times? And do I do it? Who's song number 1? That's number 1. Let me make a song like this number 1. Come on. Yeah, the charts threw us off, and the genre and all of that stuff. It would be very different if we had charts.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. What if we put healing? What if there was a healing chart? What if there was a miracle chart?
Who did the best? Who did the most miracles this week?
What kind of nonsense? What kind of nonsense?
I have never. We talk about a lot of stuff in this house. Me and Rick Robinson. We have never landed quite there. What if it was charts based on healing? And that is the level that we need to think about our music, because it is a ministry. That's deep, man. That's deep.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on, because we can have this dialogue.
We can.
Somebody wants to know, was it a hard transition coming from a background singer to now being up front? And I know you talked a little bit about it early in the interview, but just in case they missed it, like, is it a hard transition, or was it an easy transition for you?
It was a little challenging, just because I was very comfortable being a background singer. You know, I wasn't one of those people that you may find that are really just waiting on my time. When is my time coming? I wasn't one of those, dog. And I ain't tripping on nobody that feels that way. I'm being honest. You so silly. I wasn't like that. I love singing background. I love being on that background, going out on the stage with 9 or 10 other people. It was perfect. You know what I'm saying? So when it transitioned to just me going out there by myself and just my face or my name being, it's not a joke, and it brings on a lot of anxiety, because you start doubting yourself and you're like, am I good enough to do this? And can I do this? And oh Lord, you know, this is, never mind. Let me just go back and see when Donald's next gig is. Never mind. So yeah, it was a lot to get used to. Although even in those kind of scary times, I still knew that God placed me where I was. I still knew that I was just play the track, because I'm very comfortable singing Speechless. I'm very comfortable singing Jesus Will. I'm gonna just do what I do here and let God do what he does. So it was challenge. It was some challenges to it, for sure.
Someone asked a question about Faith Evans and her music, the sound. Has it influenced you at all?
Well, yeah, you know, I love the 90s. I love 90s R&B. Oh, that's my favorite era of gospel. I mean, of music. My favorite decade of all kinds of music. But 90s R&B, absolutely. So Faith Evans, come on. As soon as I get home, and that whole album, you know, Reasons and No Other Love, every album.
Like all of them. All of them.
Yes, so she is definitely a major influence, simply because she's who I listen to. And I'll have to go to one of my sticks here that I always share is influence is different than imitation. Because imitation is when I love Faith Evans and she influenced me so much, so I'm trying to sing like her when I sing. And I kind of, you know, that thing she does, I got to do that. That Mary J thing, I got to do that Mary. That's imitating. No, I see you. But imitation is the fact that Donny Hathaway has been on repeat, and Faith Evans and Kelly Price, God bless her, was on repeat, and all these are Jodeci and all these people, they just been on repeat. So when I go to sing my music and write my music, one of them little inflections just comes out.
It just may show up.
It just may show up.
I'm going to do it my way.
Yes.
I'm going to do it my way, but it just may show up.
Yes, sir.
Did you see recently, so Layla did a concert with an orchestra, and she redid all of her father's songs.
I feel like I heard about that, but I did not see that. I love you too, Jason Hardy. Hey, sweetheart. I didn't
Go.
see that. Where is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be DMing you after this.
Yeah, you need to send,
Yo,
load me up. Load
yeah,
me up.
you got to go check it out. When I tell you that woman is, she's now. I know you've heard of Frank McComb, right?
Of course, yes. And he has those tones like Donny Hathaway for sure.
Ridiculously, right? But when I tell you that Layla Hathaway got the DNA.
Ooh, exactly. Can't
She
mess
got,
with that.
I mean, she got the DNA, and then she does her own things where that's Layla, just like you just said, right? She's not trying to mimic. She's just it's inflections, it's little nuances here and there. But then Layla shows up. The people don't want us to be great right now. It's okay.
I'm here though.
It's okay.
I'm ending calls like crazy. I'm here. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Okay. So I'm no, seriously. I'm not gonna keep you long. I just want to say again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I will have you back. I'm gonna try to have maybe you and Rick on one night. That's gonna be crazy because we can have some real conversations
with 3 or 4 people here. So
we Thank you, IG. IG is stepping up.
Yep. We love to, man. I totally enjoyed our conversation, so I'd love to come back for sure.
Can y'all please give some hearts to Anita Wilson, everyone?
Yay!
Please give her some hearts.
Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind.